Okay, it's Sarah Dennis here, topvocalcoach.com. I've got a guest today. Would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your job?
Yeah. My name's Jamie Bryce and I'm Equities Northwest Regional Organiser. Basically, my job is to organise, campaign, recruit, promote and support Equity and its members living and working throughout the northwest of England.
So what is Equity, Jamie?
Equity is a trade union that represents performers and creatives working in the creative industries. We're probably best known for being the actors union, but our membership expands much further than that to singers, comedians, dancers, ice skaters, models, anybody who basically works on the creative side of the entertainment industry.
Okay, and why should acts join Equity? What are the benefits of joining Equity?
There are some real tangible benefits that people get for being Equity members, things like insurances and legal cover. For example, we have public liability cover of up to £10 million for Equity members. So if somebody tries to sue you as a result of something that happens during the course of your performance, then you're protected against any action taken against you. There are a couple of other insurances as well. We have personal effects cover of up to £500. So if you have something damaged or stolen whilst working, you can claim up to £500, and we also provide a personal injury cover. So if you get injured whilst working, you can claim up to £125 for each week that you can't work as a result.
Wow, that's really good. I didn't realise that. So you can actually you're actually covered in case anything gets stolen. Or is it stolen or lost?
Stolen, damaged. So if somebody tips a pint over your
best dress or something.
Best dress.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah, and you need to make a
That's
claim.
really good. Really, really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're saying all that they've got all these benefits regarding, public liability and other insurances. I mean, some of the acts might think, well, I'm only a singer. I'm only going out there and getting up and singing a few songs. Why would I need public liability insurance? I mean, what sort of scenarios could potentially happen to them, do you think? Or, scenarios that you've heard of, where they might actually need public liability insurance or Equity to support them?
Yeah, I mean, there can be a whole raft of possibilities. Somebody could trip over one of your speaker wires. Your speaker could fall on somebody. We've had some sort of really strange claims which have been made against our members, which you kind of struggle to think exist, but they do. For example, we had a member who incorporated plate spinning into their act, and as he was working the audience, he knocked off a member of the audience's wig, and as a result of that, the audience member claimed psychological damage and sued our member, who ended up it was settled with a payment of £65,000, which our member would have had to pay themselves had they.
So basically, they would have lost everything, wouldn't they, if they hadn't have had the insurance? They would have lost the home, probably.
Absolutely. Most of our members are sole traders and not limited companies, so any action that's taken against them, would be liable against those. And these aren't things that you can always foresee. The very nature of accidents is that they're accidents. You don't go out planning to have an accident or to cause somebody damage. And we have Equity members who have been with us for 20 or 30 years, and most of them will never ever need to rely on it. But those that do are very grateful that they're Equity members at the time those incidents occur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a one-off entrance fee, a joining fee of £25,
mm-hmm.
and then we base our annual subscriptions on your income. If you're earning less than £20,000 per year, the annual subscription is £108, and there is a small reduction of £5 if you pay by direct debit. So that basically works out at about £8.50 a month, just over £8.50 a month.
Which is cheap, isn't it? I mean, it would cost you more than that just alone to get the insurance, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the public liability insurance in itself, I mean, very rarely can people get quoted £103 for £10 million worth of cover. And of course, on top of that, you've got your other insurances and some of the other things which I haven't yet spoken about, like legal protection and other issues.
So why would you need legal protection potentially, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we hope never happens, but from time to time, working acts get cancelled at short notice, or they work and they don't get paid. And very often they don't know who to turn to. They think taking a legal action against that booker, that hirer, that agent, whoever it might be, will be an expensive process for them. And it can be. But as equity members, we take the risk away from the Act by running those legal cases on their behalf. And in the North West alone last year, I dealt with about 120 cases and recovered about £112,000 on behalf of equity members.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, very often people who book you, whether it's a corporate gig or a private booking, will think because you're entertainers that's somehow you're in less need of the money. The fact is, our members rely on the fees that they earn from doing their work for their living, to pay their bills, to pay their mortgages, and so they're unable to wear a loss caused by a late cancellation or accept that they may have performed but they're not going to be paid. And whether it's £10 expenses that you're claiming or £54,000 which is owed to you, we will take steps to recover that.
Right, that's really worth knowing actually, because sometimes it's awkward, isn't it, to try and say to the booker, well, I'm really sorry, but we've got a contract, because you feel awkward, don't you? You feel like potentially if you cause a fuss because they want to postpone or cancel the booking, that you might never get a booking off them again in the future. And it's awkward, isn't it, to make that decision as to whether to negotiate with them or what. It's awkward, isn't it?
I think it is. And I mean, and I guess each of those sorts of cases, the individual has to make a business assessment. If it's somebody who's going to be giving them booking after booking after booking, then maybe they can wear that one-off cancellation. But if it's, a repeat offender or a one-off booking, or, somebody's booked you, had you in the diary for a year for New Year's Eve, and then cancels you because they haven't sold enough tickets.
That's not fair, is it?
It's not fair, no. and it's not reasonable to expect performers just to sort of accept that kind of loss.
Are there any training opportunities via Equity, Jamie?
Yes, it's an area we're moving more and more into, offering sort of careers advice and ongoing professional development opportunities. For example, we team up with some of our sister unions in the entertainment industry, like Bechtel or the Musicians Union, to offer advice on training on things like marketing yourself, or how to use social networking to your advantage to market yourself.
And how would you get details of those training opportunities?
Yeah, it's most of these things are published and advertised on our website, and increasingly we're using email to push these things out to members living in particular areas.
Right, good. What about any free publicity that members might be able to obtain through Equity?
We're now investing a substantial amount of money into a new website, and one of the main benefits of the new website will be that each individual equity member will be able to have their own page within that website, which they would have complete control over. Would be able to upload their headshots, their voice clips, their show reels, and their CVs. And
so anybody who's actually not got a web presence, maybe somebody who's at the beginning of their career or something, could actually do that, included in the price of their equity membership, actually get a web address where they could send potential bookers and people interested in, their act to go and have a look at photographs, show reels, all that stuff, totally included in the price.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and that will be a big step forward, and you're right that it's something that will exist for all equity members. But in addition to referring people to that page, it's hoped that the industry and the wider population of bookers and hirers will increasingly use Equity's website as a resource for if they're looking for a clown, a juggler, a singer, a comedian who lives in the northwest of England or wherever it may be.
Yeah, fantastic. Can you tell me where the equity branches are? I mean, obviously, I know we've got one in Manchester, but how many are there in the UK and where are they?
How many are there in the UK? I believe there's 27 branches, I think, in the UK.
Right. Okay.
And they're all based on geographical areas, but we have two different types of branch. We have variety branches, which are ostensibly for sort of cabaret acts, singers, dancers, and the like. And we have general branches, which tend to lend themselves more to sort of acting designers, directors, and those sorts of members. Although equity members can attend either, whichever is more convenient for them.
And how often are the meetings, Jamie?
They tend to meet monthly. Each branch tends to meet monthly. For example, Manchester meets on the, I believe it's the third Monday of each month at Taurus on Canal Street in Manchester.
And Taurus is just a bar, isn't it?
It's just a bar, yeah. There are branches in Blackpool and in Liverpool as well, for variety artists.
What criteria does an act need to fulfil in order to qualify to apply to be a member of Equity? You know, the process. I mean, what do they need to give you, or what do you ask for?
Sure. It's fairly straightforward. If you're joining as a variety actor, singer, or a comedian, or a special act, then what we would need to see is just evidence of 4 days' work in the past 12 months and one forthcoming. And when we talk about evidence, it's just things like remittance advice from an agent, or an email confirmation that you've received for a booking. So it's just, we need to see that you're working professionally to enable you to join. And it's just a case of downloading an application off the website, sending it into us in the Northwest office, along with your evidence of work. I believe one of the advantages of the new website will be that people will be able to join online by uploading those their evidence of work.
That'll be good, won't it?
Yeah.
When is the new website going to be up and running?
The new website should be up and running in April of this year, April 2011.
Right. So that's going to be quite soon.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So people will be able to go online, upload evidence of working, fill out the application form, presumably pay the £25.
Sure, yeah. They can set up the direct debit online, or they can pay by card.
Yeah. Right, fantastic. Is there anything else you think we need to just finish off with, Jamie? Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I guess the thing I would say to anybody who's kind of cautious about joining Equity, or thinks it's something that they can put off until tomorrow, is that in the Manchester office, I receive two types of phone calls fairly frequently. One is from the Equity member who's been an Equity member for 20, 25 years, and they say, I've often thought whether I should pay this year, but I'm glad I have, because this has just happened. And the other type of phone call that I get is from people who say, well, I've looked at your website, I've thought about joining for a while, I've not got round to it, this has just happened. And they're two almost identical scenarios, but the answer that I have to give to those two different people are very different. We can help one of them because they are an Equity member. It's very difficult for us to help the other because they're not.
Yeah, and they've left it too late. They've waited until the horse has bolted before they've shut the gate.
Absolutely, they've crashed their car and then phoned up to get the insurance.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. The reason we're able to deliver such good value on things like the insurances is because we have 36,500 members.
Wow.
And it's those are people who pay their annual subscriptions year in, year out. It would be unfair and unreasonable to offer that same level of protection to those who have taken the decision not to join until the incident occurs.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jamie, and thanks very much for all your answers.
You're welcome.
Thank you.